Awesome. Hey, Ravit, good to see you, mate.
Good to see you, Peter. Finally,
Finally.
we meet in San Francisco, and you've come from all the way from Australia. I'm coming in from India. Pretty excited about Snowflake.
Yeah, it's going to be a huge summit. I have no idea what's in store, but I'm sure there's going to be some awesome announcements, especially tomorrow morning at the platform keynote.
Yes.
So, Ravit, I've seen you, like, you've got a wildly successful, podcast. You do so much stuff at all of the data engineering conferences.
Yeah.
I've seen you around at so many different places. Tell us a little bit more about the Ravit Show.
So the Ravit Show is like a media and marketing company. We help a lot of our audience. It's a 650,000 big data AI community that we've built, but over the years it's been more on the lines where we have had like interesting guests, panel discussions that we've done on our show, not only just talking to the vendors but also the enterprise leaders to get the word out in the most authentic way, because I think the most important thing right now in the space is about content. People want to make sure that the content is very authentic, but at the same time it's something that they can consume in the most easiest way. So we started the Ravit Show 5.5 years back with an intention to make sure that we're helping the community to get all the content firsthand with the enterprises, with the vendors, and a lot of thought leaders who come on the show.
Because as we can see, there's a lot of vendors in the data space. It's just a very vast field, isn't it? So being able to digest all of that information in an easy to understand manner is an incredibly useful service that you're doing, in fact. So
exactly, and it helps, to be honest, from day one the idea is about being non-salesy about things, but being more sharing the right story about how these vendors are solving the problem, and hear from their customers as well, because then it becomes more interesting where how did this enterprise go from point A to point B and how did they solve various problems, right?
Yeah, and presenting that content, I guess, to a much broader audience. You're making it a bit more accessible than, say, once a year going to a conference. You've got all of this content up on your YouTube channel, up on LinkedIn.
All the channels. We are kind of also covering the Spotify, Google, Amazon, all the podcast platforms.
Oh wow, okay,
well. We wanted to make sure where it's reaching places. It's people have like different types of listening platforms that they go on. So we wanted to make sure we're covering that. But yes, 100% it becomes easier for them to consume content, and not everyone can be present at all the conferences. So maybe we are doing it for the audience.
Yeah, awesome. Well, it's a fantastic thing that you're doing, and very exciting, to finally meet you in person. And
and
awesome.
I can't wait for DataEngBytes.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
It's happening in September. The tour starts from September and it goes up to like October, right?
October, 2 weeks of.
Wow.
Yeah, it's going to be intense. I think it's like the Conference Olympics, you know what I mean?
True.
4 conferences in a row, starting in Sydney, then Perth, then Melbourne, then Auckland. We're going to have probably around 1,300 or 1,400 data engineers at the conference, so it's going to be a lot of fun.
1,300 and 1,400 is huge, I must say, and you've built an amazing community in terms of the data engineering community, and I've seen last year I had the fear of missing out. This year probably I'll be there and cover everything on ground to make sure that it reaches the larger audience. But great work that you're doing in this space, Peter.
Thanks so much, Ravit.
Thank you
Likewise,
very much.
great to chat. Cheers.
Thank you.